it affected us as young girls to see this happen. I was 14 when we moved to Oakland. Dad came up here to work. He had employment down there, and things were starting to open up again for him, and things were prosperous. But he wanted to do something for the war effort. And so he came up to Vallejo to work in the shipping field of boat making, I should say. And so this is what brought us up to Northern California. And we couldn't find housing. Dad couldn't find housing for us, so we lived with a family, some distant cousins of my dad's, for a few months, which I think that I was just amazed that they put up with us for that long. But this is when they found the store, and Dad remodeled it and made it a little house apartment in this store. We had 2 bedrooms and a kitchen and a shower and a little eating area, and then the living room. And Ruth and I would stand in the store window sometimes and model.
Free stage.
Jonathan would have loved it.
Yes, it was.
Jonathan.
So it was funny. We tried to make the best of that. I thought, oh gosh, it's in a store. No. But we were there for a number of years until the war ended, and then we moved downtown into an apartment until Dad built a duplex, and then we moved back out to East Oakland. Then it was in East Oakland that I went on my first mission and came back, and that's where in the war where I met your grandfather Sterling. Okay, I've got him the second night I was home.
Tell about that.
Tell about that?
Yeah.
Okay, we were, as you know, Suzanne knows, we were rehearsing HMS Pinafore. The church at that time, you had to earn all your money for the building your building, and they were earning building fund money, and so they were going to put on HMS Pinafore, which is Gilbert and Sullivan, and Sterling was in charge of directing as far as music is concerned. And so he was rehearsing the chorus. The mother invited me to go, and I thought, okay, why not? We'll go and just see. And so I went, and I remember my very first impression of your grandfather was that he was one of the cleanest and shiniest looking person I had ever seen in my whole life. He just radiated goodness, and I was amazed. Of course, I knew that I was going to marry him because I'd been told that before I left the mission. I didn't even know him. Mother had told me that he was there, and some spirit had told me I was to marry this man. And so we didn't get together too much. In fact, I didn't like him.
But what did you like?
Well, I was there for this first rehearsal, and instead of rehearsing, everybody was talking to me, visiting with me. These were my old friends. I'd left them 18 months or 19 months ago, and I had left them. And they were all visiting with me and wanted to talk to me. And so that's what we were doing. And finally, Sterling just said, all of you will have to be quiet. We have to rehearse. I thought, this is a grumpy person.
Trying to get his work done.
Yes, he's only trying to get what was supposed to be done, But I thought he was grumpy, so I thought, okay. No problem. But anyway, I learned differently as time went on, and eventually, after this program was over, we started to do some dating. Our first date was over to the rodeo over at the Cow Palace in San Francisco with Donald and Leola. He was still married to Leola. And he never held my hand or anything, but he loved the animals, and this impressed me, how much they enjoyed the animals and things. And I just thought, okay, that's fine. And eventually we started dating more seriously and enjoying each other's company. And when he asked me to marry him, I thought, okay, listen here, I don't know whether I'm ready for marriage or not. But I went in and knelt down and prayed, and like a loud voice shouted in my ear, I said, should I marry him? And this voice said, yes. I thought, okay. So I ignored it.
You sound like me. That's what I did. I followed it for a week. I'm like, no, I don't think so.
And then I went, the next day I prayed about it. It took me about 3 times for the Lord to yell and shout in my ear, yes, you should marry him. And so I did. I told him yes, I would. And I can remember my mother coming to me and she said, Vivian, are you sure you want to marry Sterling? Because I wasn't bubbling over, I wasn't running around like I had you have to remember I was 25 years old. And I wasn't running around like a teenager, happy, bubbly. I was at peace, totally at peace with this. I was happy with it, but at peace with it. And I said, yes, Mother, I know, because I told her about the answer I had received. And she was then content with it, to know that it was okay. My dad knew I was serious because I went into low heels. I'd always worn high heels. And so when I started to go with the lower heels, that's your sign. He says, Vivian she's getting serious. He said, he says, she's gone into low heels.
So you wouldn't be too tall.
Than you think.
Well, Sturdy was 5'10". At that time I was 5'6", almost. Lacking just a little bit of it. I was almost there. Anyway. But that's how we met. Anything else?
When did you go over to the Sunday opera concert?
Oh, those were dating times when we were dating a lot. What is it? The Firestone. I've forgotten what it's called. The Fire. Do you remember? Do you remember ever hearing that on the radio? The Firestone concerts. I've forgotten what they were called. Okay, well then.
Times and the have-nots.
One of my luxuries of life. We would leave sacrament meeting. This is when you held your sacrament meeting in the evening. We'd leave there after we went through, and we had friends that would get in. We'd get in this car and we'd go over to San Francisco. The Voice of Fire, that's what it is. And we would go over in the San Francisco Orchestra would put on this Voice of Firestone, a concert. And we would sit up in the first balcony and just sit there amazed. And that was when I first heard the Pines of Rome. And I just sat there in awe, because I just loved it. I can remember your grandfather. He had been exposed to all this music, but he hadn't been exposed to this, watching all this drum work and things of this order. And we both just were amazed. But this is what we could do. And we did some of it after we were married, but not too much. But I think the Voice of Firestone went off on the radio. But it was a real nice thing to do. We enjoyed that very much.